a draw for starting position of the top 12 from the heat races in the feature, and it gives you a lineup you're not have to see at almost any other time of the season.
Well, there's nothing really to choose from at the beginning of a season like this. You can, no matter how you start it, there's going to be advantages and disadvantages, so it's probably a fair way to do it.
White flag has come out. The pace car, the Burrett Chevrolet Illumina, will pull into the rear pit gate entrance. Burrett Chevrolet ready to make you a deal on Route 104 just east of the Oswego Speedway. Burrett Chevrolet, a great line of new and used cars and fantastic service after the sale at Burrett Chevrolet, where Timmy Nelson, driver of the number 17, is a new salesperson. Coming down between the corners, Bentley, Warren, and Nelson up in that front row. Green flag as they come off turn 4. Side by side into the corner, and Nelson gets the jump, but he went in too hard, and we got a spin. Todd Stowell and a whole bunch of them getting together down here. Stowell went into it first, and a number of those cars are really not damaged. Oside is up there, I see. 11, Bobby Smith. 55, Roger Clark. 27, Russ Wood. Trying to sort out the rest of them. We're going to stop the cars down here. Denny, I don't think anybody really got into anything too awfully hard, but just a lot of action. Howie Page is in there as well.
Yeah, a lot of wheel bumping, and that's what happens, you know. And then when the foam started coming out, 2 or 3 others tried to avoid that and rubbed some wheels. I don't think there's any serious damage. I think probably all but maybe one of those cars.
45 feature laps still remaining. Pace car, Floyd Wallace again bringing it into the rear pit gate entrance. And once again it is Bentley Warren and Timmy Nelson up in that front row. Nelson got a good jump on the original start. Gary Albritton and Mike Muldoon in row number 2 out of the corner. Green flag is out. Look at Bentley. Got a little bit out of shape coming out of that fourth corner. Drops way down to the inside. Gathers it up and hangs on. Nelson goes to the outside. Gary Albritton slides underneath, and Gary takes over the number 2 spot. Look at Abel run that high road. Abel 3 wide going into 3. Look at him on that high groove. Pat Abel in the 05 shades of 1992. Abel running the high groove. All of a sudden, boy, the car is back. The confidence level is back. And Abel trying to charge to the front. Meanwhile, out in front, it is the 29 of Bentley Warren. Gary Albritton running in second. Muldoon is third. Ordway is already up to 4th. Tim Nelson runs 5th. Eddie Bellinger is in 6th. It is the deuce of Joe Hawksby running 7th. The battle for 8th with Kenny Bell on the inside. Bell trying to hang on to that number 8 position, but he's got company on the outside, so Bell shoots up to the inside. He takes over 7th. Moving down low, it is Joya. He's running in 9th. As it is a tough battle right there in the middle of the pack. Look at the 05 of Pat Abel continuing to run that high groove. You got 5, 6 cars in the top right here, including the 05 of Pat Abel, the 28 of Eric Lewis, the 98 of Dave McKnight, the number 9 of Steve Joya, all right tight together, and Eddie Bellinger trying to move as well. He is right behind Timmy Nelson, now moves to the inside, and Nelson's down the front chute, and Bellinger moves into the top 5. Your leader is the 29 of Bentley Warren. The 80 of Mike Muldoon runs second, 32. Gary Albritton is third, 26. Mike Ordway is 4th. And the 02 of Eddie Bellinger rounds out the top 5. Now, here's Albritton on the inside. He goes by the 80 of Muldoon. Ordway tries to find room underneath, can't do it, sends back in 4th. We got a car up against the outside wall down here in turn 4. That looks to be the 63 of George Herbison. Herbison in the 63, bringing out the yellow. And Johnny, who's going to the pits? Gosick in the 00. So that car continues to have problems. He goes into the pits. And Johnny, I started to say, there is some tough running out here tonight.
Boy, there certainly is. There's for guys like Ace.
Joe Hawksby back on the track. The 00. Joe Gosick is going to be coming back out as well. And Gosick trying to hustle up the push truck driver because he sees the white flag has already been displayed. And now here's the green. Gosick going to be a long way down when he comes out of the pit area, but he will be running in the lead lap. Here's your leader, Bentley Warren, off and running one more time. Eddie Bellinger now Ordway looks to the inside. We got McKnight running the high road outside of Steve Joya. Look at McKnight making a move out there, and here comes Pat Abel. McKnight and Abel running that high groove, trying to move by Steve Joya. As Mike Ordway gets underneath the 32 of Gary Albritton. And Ordway moves up to third. Albritton now running fourth. Bellinger still back there in fifth. They all chase the 29 of Bentley Warren and the 80 of Mike Muldoon. And one more time, you got a heavy pack of traffic. 5 cars running all the way together. 09 Kenny Bell, and look at Mike Ordway going underneath Muldoon. And Ordway takes over the runner-up spot. You got Team Dunnigan running out in front. Bentley Warren, the race leader. It is Mike Ordway in second. Then you've got Muldoon, Albritton, Eddie Bellinger, Kenny Bell, Dave McKnight, Timmy Nelson. A battle between Joya and 05 of Abel. Albritton back by Mike Muldoon. Here comes Eddie Bellinger by Muldoon. And now Kenny Bell trying to move underneath. Dave McKnight on the outside. Your leader is Bentley Warren. Mike Ordway has chased him down. They're about 7 car lengths behind right now. Ordway running in the number 2 spot. Gary Albritton is third. Eddie Bellinger runs fourth. Your leader, 17-24. Dave McKnight is in fifth. You got the 80 of Muldoon in trouble. Boy, he almost collected a car coming down the front straight. As Muldoon slowed quickly, he had his hand in the air, but they didn't miss him by much. Here's the race leader. 11 laps now complete. 16.99 for Bentley Warren. Sparks out from underneath the 26 of Mike Ordway. Ordway running in second. It is Gary Albritton third. Eddie Bellinger now fourth, and Dave McKnight has moved up into fifth. Ordway 17.2 that lap for Bentley Warren, and the advantage is just over a half second. Warren out in front by about 6 car lengths. We got a car in trouble over between 3 and 4. And it looks like the 01 of Jeff West. 01 Jeff West, I didn't see him spin or anything again. I think he just went to the outside. And a car going into the pits, that is the 17 of Timmy Nelson. Nelson into the pits in the 17. He looks like he's going to be coming back out.
He's worked our winner on this. This ought to really do a good job for me, and then they come up here and find out it doesn't. Some of these cars, they'll put a wing on and they'll hook up great, and then they'll come up here, take the wing off, and it won't go great. And I think that's another part of the situation we have here tonight.
Well, you got Bentley Warren out in front. Teammate Mike Ordway running in second. Gary Albritton third, Eddie Bellinger fourth, and Dave McKnight. Boy, what a run he has made all the way up to fifth. Pace car is in. They hit the third turn. Green flag is out. Ordway looks to the outside. Bentley on the hammer in a hurry. Hangs on to that top spot. As Albritton runs third, Bellinger fourth, and McKnight is right there fifth. Albritton now looks underneath Ordway. Ordway pulls away from him down the back straight. Just out of the top 5, Kenny Bell and Steve Joya. Pat Abel right there with him in 8th. Ordway looks underneath Bentley Warren down into the first turn. Warren goes a little bit high. Ordway gets underneath, and Ordway is the new leader. Bentley tries to run him into the third turn. Can't do it. Here comes McKnight out alongside of Eddie Bellinger. McKnight trying to take over fourth. Bellinger trying to hold the spot on the inside. McKnight gets it. Kenny Bell, Steve Joya, and Pat Abel are right there as well. As Joya gets shuffled that time, he went to the outside, and he drops all the way back to 8th. Mike Ordway out in front, Bentley Warren running in second. It is Gary Albritton holding off everybody else in third. The yellow flag is out. We got a spin. I believe it is Jerry Curran. It is Jerry Curran down in turn 4. And Steve Joya spun down here in the corner. He might have missed the yellow flag and got up on somebody a little quick. Joya will not be penalized. I am told that came after the yellow.
That car all folded up. But boy, he must be proud right now.
He was right in there working with him, I can tell you that. White flag is back out from Bruce Lee. Bruce up in the flagger stand. 13 down, 32 to go. Ordway out in front, Bentley Warren running second, Gary Albritton, Dave McKnight, and Eddie Bellinger the top 5. The Burrett Chevrolet Lumina into the rear pit gate entrance. Green flag is out in turn 3. Ordway, the race leader. Bentley Warren running right there with him. Here comes Pat Abel on the outside. Kenny Bell on the inside. Bell trying to get underneath Eddie Bellinger. Good. As Bentley Warren slid a little bit outside here in turn number 1. Albritton looked underneath momentarily. Couldn't make the move, and here comes Dave McKnight. McKnight on the outside of Gary Albritton, and he takes over third. Made it look easy in that high groove. Boy, McKnight just blew right by on the outside. He is right there now with Bentley Warren and Mike Ordway. Ordway, the leader. Here comes the 05 of Pat Abel. Abel is up underneath the 09 of Kenny Bell. They work on the 02 of Eddie Bellinger, as Bellinger works on the 32 of Gary Albritton. Again, Ordway out in front. Bentley Warren looks underneath. A jam up from fourth on back. Your leader is running basically nose to tail. Here's McKnight to the outside of Bentley Warren. Warren looks to the inside. As McKnight outside, Warren inside, and he goes by him. Dave McKnight takes over the runner-up spot. Albritton goes high down here in turn 1, and Bellinger goes by him to take over fourth. Pat Abel also gets underneath Albritton. He moves into fifth. The race leader is Mike Ordway, but the 98 of Dave McKnight is running in second. Bentley Warren is third, Eddie Bellinger and Pat Abel round out the top 5. Look at McKnight. He is true. We're going to have a caution flag. I think we got the 17 slowing down. Let's hope that Timmy Nelson can make it into the pit area. Dave McKnight comes back with a rebuilt racer and takes the lead. Here comes Ordway back up underneath, and McKnight slams the door shut. Good night, Alice. Dave McKnight is out in front. It is the 26 of Mike Ordway running second. The 29, Bentley Warren is third. A battle for fourth between Bellinger and Abel. The 02 and the 05. Ordway again tries to get underneath McKnight. Dave McKnight driving like a man possessed out here. We got 3 cars right tight together going down here to the first corner. Clark Curran and the 01 of Jeff Rest. Ordway trying to get back underneath McKnight. He can't quite do it. He keeps working that inside of the track. But McKnight shuts the door time after time. McKnight blew by Ordway. I think Ordway got caught napping on that one. Here comes Ordway again to the inside. McKnight is on the outside, and McKnight continues to hang on. They both slide a little bit down here in turn 1, and Ordway gets back underneath the 98 of Dave McKnight. McKnight trying to hang on to the lead, pulls back out in front. They've got that pack of 3 slower cars right ahead of him. Ordway sees the cars. He sets back in behind for just a moment, says, let's let this thing sort out. Your leader on that last lap was 17.020. Down off that fourth corner again. The passing flag is out. McKnight going to the outside of Jerry Curran. Curran slides to the inside. Look at this. They go 3 wide off the corner, and the lap that we've got the yellow flag out. That is going to put McKnight back into the lead. This will put Dave McKnight back into the lead. Mike Ordway had just gotten in lap traffic, had made a brilliant move to get underneath the 98 of Dave McKnight. McKnight looked like he had
less offset, would have more damage being done to the right rear. The Graves type car is usually a 63 to 64% offset car. The Dunnigan cars are about 67 plus. They're within the limits, but it's 67.9 is the maximum.
Todd Stowell coming back out. Timmy Nelson and Joe Gosick all back on the racetrack, falling in at the rear of the field. All 3 of them really non-factors the entire race. Here's the green flag back out. Right away, Ordway goes to work. Look at him come to the inside. Ordway on the inside, and he retakes the lead. Pushes out down here in the corner to McKnight. Unable to take advantage. Bentley Warren looked to the inside, couldn't find the room. Now here comes Eddie Bellinger back up underneath the 05 of Pat Abel, and he has to back out. Meanwhile, Bentley Warren working on Dave McKnight. McKnight had been the leader for a while, but now loses it back to Mike Ordway. Ordway starts to pull away again. Right now, he's got an advantage of just 1/2 a second as Abel works on the 29 of Bentley Warren. Mike Ordway is in front. It is Dave McKnight running in second. In third, in third is Bentley Warren. Abel is fourth. Bellinger runs fifth. Abel in sideways down in turn 1. Keeps the power on and hangs on to it. Gets it back down and hangs on to fourth. Timmy Nelson goes back to the pits in the number 17. Here's your race leader, the 26 of Mike Ordway. Now they start to string out. It's Ordway, McKnight, Warren, Abold, Bellinger, and Bell in that order, followed by Albritton and Joya, but really no action going on in the front 7 or 8 positions. Steve Joya now moving up to challenge the 32 of Gary Albritton as Eddie Bellinger. As the 05 of Pat Abel now gets underneath and on by the 29 of Bentley Warren. Coming up on slower traffic, they put a lap on the number 89 of Todd Stowell. Stowell just out coasting around, really trying to pile up some ground and get some points. The leaders go by him as the leaders have really pulled away from the rest of the field. Mike Ordway in front, Dave McKnight running second. Now it is Abold in third, Warren is fourth, Bellinger rounds out the top 5. Kenny Bell runs in sixth, Gary Albritton in seventh, Steve Joya is eighth, Mike Oside running ninth, and Joe Hawksby just almost ran right over the right rear tire of Oside going into that first corner. And I tell you what, that would have been a launch job had he gotten there. 17-11, that last lap for your race leader, Mike Ordway. Ordway out in front. Has an advantage over Dave McKnight of that same 0.5 of a second. The lap car this time, the 55 of Roger Clark. Clark hangs it down on the inside as Ordway goes by on the outside, and the 98 of Dave McKnight will follow him through. So the race that was so tough, all of a sudden they have really strung out. Jerry Curran in trouble into number 99. Curran being told to bring it into the pits. Curran looking down the back straight. Brings it into the rear pit gate entrance, 17:55, the last lap for Mike Ordway. We'll keep a clock on him and see if he has slowed down or just running through traffic. That one is 17:3. 32 laps now complete. There are 13 remaining. Pat Abel and Bentley Warren battling it out for third. Eddie Bellinger still hangs on back there in the number 5 position. Out in front, Mike Ordway, 17.236. As Ordway right now has an advantage over third running Pat Abel of almost 4 full seconds. So Abel on back are really non-factors in this one at the moment, as 34 laps have now been complete. Heavy traffic. Here comes Bentley Warren again, back underneath Pat Abel, and Bentley retakes third. Abel falls to fourth. He might have run his tires off also, as Ordway turns in a 17-17. Dave McKnight in that runner-up spot. Doing a fine job in the number 98. Their leader up behind the 01 of Jeff West. Bentley Warren running in third. Abel, Bellinger fourth and fifth. Bell is in sixth. Then you've got the 32 of Albritton and the 73 of Steve Joya. McKnight working to close ground on the 26 of Mike Ordway as they run in some pretty heavy traffic at the moment. Ordway right back in on the rear back to the 26 of Mike Ordway. But Ordway dives underneath the slower car, puts a lap on the number 11 of Bobby Smith. McKnight follows him through. There are 8 laps to go. Jerry Curran going back out of the pit area in the number 99. Still out in front, it is Mike Ordway. Hanging on in a tough battle with that number 98 of Dave McKnight there behind the 56 of Hal LaTulip right now. As Ordway gets right up behind LaTulip looking for room. Here comes McKnight. McKnight tried to box him in, was not quite fast enough. LaTulip stays down low. 39 laps have now been completed, 6 remaining. LaTulip stays low, your leaders go by him. Way back here in third, it is Bentley Warren, Pat Abel, Eddie Bellinger, and Kenny Bell, the top 6. Followed by the 32 of Albritton, the 73 of Steve Joya. Your leaders coming out of the fourth quarter down the front chute. Mike Ordway out in front now, starting to pull away from the 98 of Dave McKnight. He's got a 0.6 of a second lead. But they're going to have some slower traffic ahead before they hit the checkered flag. They got 3 cars battling it out up here, 4 cars, as they move in on the 55. Roger Clark, and whoa! Down the back chute, the number 12 of Torrisi climbed right up over the car ahead of him. Torrisi climbed right over the car ahead of him. These went right up on the rear end of the deuce of Joe Hawksby.
But we'll see. I don't know. I guess I'm rooting for both of them. May the best man win.
It's a 5-lap dash right now. 40 laps completed over the green, over in turn 3. 17 cars remaining on the track. Floyd Wallace in the pace car. Drops down low. He wants to get out of there in a hurry. Wants no part of this action. Hit the corner. Green flag from Bruce Lee. And not only does McKnight not get a good start, neither does the 26 of Ordway. They both skate a little bit. Now here comes Abold. He goes around those 2-lap cars, and Pat Abold says, I may be a factor here yet. Abold in behind the 98, up underneath the 98. Abold takes over second. Pat Abold now in the runner-up spot behind the 26 of Mike Ordway. It's Abold to the inside. Ordway has the lead. Abold running in second. That takeoff lap in 18:29, a fairly slow lap. Abold looks underneath again. Here comes McKnight now, back trying to take command. Bentley Warren having trouble getting by the slower car as the 09 of Kenny Bell has moved by Eddie Bellinger. 73, Steve Troya got by him. Bellinger dropping back into the field. Here's Abold and McKnight working on each other as they both try to work on the 26 of Mike Ordway. 2 laps to go. 2 more times around. Here's Abold underneath Ordway. Down the back chute, and Pat Abold has taken the lead. Ordway trying to battle back on the outside. Can't do it. Abold out in front. White flag is out. Here comes Ordway. Outside now. Abold has the lead. Ordway right behind him. McKnight running in third. Bentley Warren is fourth. As Eddie Bellinger is in deep trouble in that 02. He is dropping back in the field. Here comes the battle for the lead. Keep your eye on Dave McKnight. Checkered flag is out. Ordway can't do it. Abold gets the win. Ordway second. McKnight is third. Warren in fourth. Kenny Bell, Gary Albritton in fifth and sixth. Mike Osite finishes seventh. Eric Lewis is eighth. I think Joe Hawksby was ninth. Bellinger, I think, was 10th. That is unofficial, but that was, and Pat Abold going to take a victory lap right here, and he deserves it.
Not bad for a fellow supposed to have been on the trailer early, huh?
I tell you, that was one of the best races that I have seen here in a regular 45-lap feature. They raced hard in the beginning. There was a little bit of a lull in the middle, Johnny. At the end, it was another tremendous battle.
Oh, unbelievable race. You got to take your hat off to Pat Abold and the crew. They didn't give up. They kept working on the car. And to come from last to first is no easy chore at any time. Congratulations to him.
A 24th place starting finish. He only made the feature event because 2 qualified cars, Bill Sharkey and Gary Sorrell, were unable to start. So Abold got the starting spot and came on. Ladies and gentlemen, the defending track champion, the winner of the Coca-Cola Kickoff 45. How about a great hand for Pat Abold? You know, 26. He would have started 26. 2 cars out of the starting spot, Skip.
Not only that, look at the good chance he had when Gary Sorrell fell out of the race.
You know, let's see, Bentley Warren had the lead. Ordway had it. Dave McKnight had it. Ordway had it again. Pat Abold had it. 5 leaders in the feature, at least 5 leaders in the feature.
But they only pay for 1 lap leading.
Gary Albritton led, didn't he? Gary Albritton was out in front for a while. 6 leaders in the feature. You're right, they only pay for the last lap. He only led a lap and a half practically.
It was a great run. Absolutely great run.
It was a great race. That was just one of those really purely pleasurable races to watch. A tremendously safe race. A couple of little mishaps here and there, but that was a great race. And Pat Abold looking up to the tower and giving a wave to the crowd. We want to thank everybody on opening day here at the Oswego Speedway. A little bit shaky in the weather department on and off through the day. In fact, rained real late in the day in Fulton and Syracuse. We want to thank all of you for being here with us. And boy, I'll tell you what, you were rewarded with one of the best races you will ever see. When it's all said and done, sitting in victory lane is Pat Abold. Right now, to talk to Pat, let's go down to Tom Baker down in victory lane. Go, Tom.
Okay, we're down here in Victory Lane. A mighty happy Pat Abel. Pat, the 1993 Coca-Cola kickoff, the Coca-Cola Classic car, sitting in Victory Lane, 24th to 1st. Who'd have believed it?
I'll tell you what, this this whole night has been tough all night long, and this crew has never say die. And we didn't even make the race, and they started going down the pits, getting me a spot to get in this race. I'm just so happy to do this for Coca-Cola. You know, they've been behind me this year, and they're helping make all this possible. Drink lots of Coke.
Well, Pat, you had problems all night with a throttle linkage, and you started 24th. You got up into the top 5. Walk us through those last couple laps, Pat. You came, I believe, from 5th to 1st in the last 2 or 3 laps of that race.
It was all determination, you know. These guys worked so hard tonight. The car really wasn't capable of getting up there. I just wanted it so bad tonight for Coca-Cola and for Abold Racing and everybody else on the car. I just wanted it bad.
Pat, this is the older car from last year, I believe. Is that correct? You've got a new car just about done.
Yeah, this is last year's car. As soon as we get home tonight, it's going to get a spanking because it hasn't been working with us too good tonight. But we got a little bit of work to do on it, and we're going to really start putting our efforts towards a new car.
Now, how soon can we expect to see the new 05 here?
It's probably going to be about 4 weeks yet.
About a month away. Well, I'll tell you what, the way this 05 ran tonight, you know, no matter how it ran earlier in the night, you found your way into Victory Lane. You're like a war, I think. Some of the other guys probably say you're like a war. You just never seem to really go away.
No, we've been close all year. You know, we've had some bad luck. We should have won at Thompson. You know, it's going to come around for us. We're going to get her dialed back in.
Was your tires giving any problems tonight? It looked like you were pretty clean all night with the tires.
No, the tires were great. The chassis was just off a little bit, and, you know, it's a tribute to this crew to get it dialed in for me for the race.
Okay, Pat, 24th to 1st, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Coca-Cola kickoff, Pat Abel!
A couple of quick notes there at the end. The last 2 laps, 17.5, 17.9. So tires definitely going away on both.